She's like, well, let's go to Mexico for our honeymoon. I'm like, sure, sounds great. Got here and I was like, oh my God, why are we not living here? And
Completely different lifestyle. Yes, I'm still working, but when I close that computer for the day, I can go walk on the beach.
right, like every day is not sunshine and rainbows, right?
Yeah.
There's still, but the good far outweighs the bad.
So this is Dan at Vagabond Awaken. Today we have Daryl and Jennifer on the channel to tell us about their life overseas. Welcome to the channel, you two.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks
It's
for
great
having
to be
us.
here. Thank you so much.
Tell us, where in the world are you two from and where are you sitting right now?
We are from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. We moved to Mexico in 2021, and we are currently in Puerto Escondido, Oaxaca.
Great. Love that city. Beautiful part of Mexico. Why did you leave Canada?
It's always been our dream to move to Mexico. Many years ago, Jennifer went to university in Mexico, and she lived here for 6 months in Guadalajara. And back then, Mexico stole her heart. And I had never been out of Canada. And then when we got married, we both got married late in life. First marriage, no children, just a little puppy. So anyway, she's like, well, let's go to Mexico for our honeymoon. I'm like, sure, sounds great. And then I got here and I was like, oh my God, why are we not living here? And she's like, right. So that was kind of the start of our journey to move here. And then we just kept coming back to Mexico every year for holidays. And every time we came, I just fell more and more in love with it. And so did Jennifer.
It feels like home. When we would land in that airport, I'd be like, oh, I'm home.
It's amazing how every country in the world has a different feeling. And Mexico is definitely one of my favorites. It's one of the first ones I started going to. Actually went with my family the first time when I was 8 years old. And so I really enjoyed my time in Mexico. So this channel, as you know, is about people that are retiring overseas. And one of the things I always want to know is, like, what does it cost to live there? They hear about, it could be cheaper than places like the US or Canada. So what are your expenses there?
Well, we've lived in 3 different places so far, so it's going to vary depending what area you are. We spent 2 years in the Yucatan. The first place we rented was just outside of Merida, and it was 21,000 pesos a month. That's the most we've paid, and that's about $1,050 or 1,400 Canadian dollars. And then we started to move more towards the beach and doing our own legwork. Roughly 17,000 pesos a month rent at the beach there. In Jalapa, we were paying 7,000 a month for a 3-bedroom top floor of a house, which is about $350 or 480 Canadian dollars. Right now, we've only been in Puerto Escondido for 2 weeks, and we found a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom, tiny little place, 10,000 pesos a month, which is $500 or 680 Canadian dollars.
It's actually 2 bedrooms if you count this loft bedroom that we're sitting in right now that's open. So
Oh, cool.
there is a bedroom up here if you want to sleep out here in the.
Room
I can
like
see
that.
the ocean from here, and I can see the mountains behind me. So it's pretty sweet location. It really is.
Plus the bamboo and the thatch like that sort of makes you feel like you're always on vacation.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, you got
And
that
you-
right.
You kind of are.
Yeah, kind of, except for Jennifer still works. That was another thing that helped us move here when COVID hit, and we realized Jennifer could work online. That was it. We're like, well, we might as well make Mexico our home if she can work at home, right? And I just tell people I'm too dumb to work online, so I got to retire at 54.
Okay. Well, Jennifer, thanks for continuing to work. So,
Yeah, the
so you guys
breadwinner.
could be in Mexico.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's rent. What would you say, if you have it, in each of those places, all in, what it's cost you, including rent and groceries and that kind of stuff? What we
Okay,
can go
I have
through.
the total. I have our last budget here right in front of me from Jalapa. So this is for 1 month in Jalapa, Veracruz. So this is inland. It's about 4 hours from Mexico City. So kind of in the center of that belt right there, directly across east of Mexico City. So there, our total budget was 29,632 pesos, not US dollars, and then 1,500 and basically 1,500 US dollars, 1502.34. Jennifer's right down to the penny, and then that works out to $2,020 Canadian for the month. So as everybody knows, I mean, you go to the beach, it's more money, right? So that's inland. you know,
Yeah.
and our budgets were a lot lower when we were living inland in Jalapa.
That was your last destination before Puerto Escondido?
Yes, yeah,
Jalapa.
yeah, Jalapa, Veracruz, yeah.
And you're finding out now what Puerto Escondido will be.
Haven't been here a full month, so we don't know exactly how much our budget's gonna be. It will be a little bit more, obviously, because our rent is a few thousand pesos more, but I'm actually pleasantly surprised that we found this place for 10,000 pesos, where in Merida, the Yucatan, we were living at the beach there in Progreso, Chicxulub, we're paying 17,000. And mind you, that's with a swimming pool, you know, a gated yard, a compound basically, right, with a carport, 3 bedrooms, the whole 9 yards.
That's a beautiful part of Mexico too. I've been there. It's gorgeous in the Merida area. And
It is, yeah.
of course, most of Mexico, in my opinion, is pretty dang beautiful, but that's definitely one of and that's such a great colonial era city there too. They used to grow that cactus and make rope out of it and it wouldn't rot. And so that's why there were so many mansions there. A lot of people got rich, I guess, growing that cactus in that area or whatever. Yeah.
I did an average because we have some yearly expenses such as health insurance, car insurance. So I kind of took a 12-month period and did an average, and I came up with 45,000 pesos, 2,300 Canadian a month, pardon me, 2,300 US a month, and 3,100 Canadian a month. That's going to include everything. That's rent, gas, groceries, dining out, traveling, and then the health and car insurance. So that's everything kind of added up together and then averaged.
Yeah, because we do have a car, so that's another added expense that some people might not have, right?
Right. We never did a car, but you know, car opens up some doors for you. We've traveled around in buses and stuff when we go from city to city, but you can stop wherever you want with a car, and so there's the pros and cons of it. So how much of that budget would you figure is a car, if you know? Maybe you didn't break it out, but did you pay cash for the car and it's just gasoline, or how does that work?
Yeah, we paid cash for the car a few years ago, and so that the cost of the car would be, our insurance is about 10,000 pesos a year, which is, I think it's 700 Canadian, so we're going to say roughly 500 US.
Right.
Oh, I guess that you could look at the rent. I think I was pretty close. And then gas, yeah, which we're not like in Jalapa, we hardly ever once a week we used the car. We walked everywhere.
Right.
And here we're using the bike a lot. So maybe once a week again to get groceries, we're using the car. So the gas is nominal.
We bought the car brand new. It's a Dodge Attitude, a 3-cylinder. We paid cash and we bought it in Merida. And it was 17,500 Canadian, roughly.
Maybe 15,000 US.
And you mentioned healthcare. That includes your healthcare.
Yeah, we're paying 30,000 pesos a year, which is 2,000 Canadian. Let's say 1,500 US.
That's not bad.
It's not very good coverage.
Okay.
I mean, we have a high deductible. Basically, what it's paying for is emergencies.
Yeah.
Or illness, like if you became seriously ill.
We're actually considering doing away with the health insurance because we feel we're both relatively physically fit and young enough that it's kind of a waste of money. So what we're going to do is just take that money that we would normally pay for health insurance, put it away in a different, you know, little nest egg somewhere, right, for an emergency, basically what we have now, and just do away with that expense.
Because I think, you know, anything that we would use it for, like say, for example, we broke a limb or an ankle or something and ended up in the emergency care, the expense would not be higher than our deductible. And our deductible is so high to make the insurance more affordable. And just to give you an idea, when we first purchased health insurance here, it was roughly the same. I think it was 29,000 pesos and now it's 30,000 pesos. So it's was roughly the same in pesos. The first time we bought it was 1,200 Canadian dollars. And the last time we bought it was 2,000 Canadian dollars.
Because of the dollar, the exchange rate, because the exchange rate has changed so much, right? That now our insurance has almost doubled because the peso skyrocketed there for a while. It's starting to level out now, but we were losing a lot of money because of the exchange, right? So it's not that the insurance has gone up, it's that the peso has gone up in value, right? So
that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
And but by the way, everybody that's listening, they have a YouTube channel, and we're going to give you the link to that. And so you'll be able to leave messages and comments on their channel and ask questions about details or whatever. So we're just dealing with general ideas here, but we'll give you contact with them here. There'll be a link below, and we'll put one on the screen towards the end. But so what do you guys like to do there for fun?
We're beach people, hey? We really are. We like the beach. We walk the beach. We go to the beach quite a bit. We like to travel around. We like to explore. Like when we were in 𝗓𝐿apa, we got out to the waterfalls. We like going hiking. We both have bikes, mountain bikes, so we ride our bikes quite a bit, and we have a little dog, right? So that's kind of the reason why we bought a car, and public transit is kind of out because of the dog. So we really needed a car to get around. So we do like to travel and explore the area, and we like to go to the ruins. Like in the Yucatan, there's so many Mayan ruins. There's so many cenotes. The cenotes are so much fun, right?
Yeah.
So
Veracruz is known for its waterfalls.
yeah.
And we're only just beginning to explore this area here in Oaxaca.
Yeah.
We're excited to start doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you get a chance to go up to Oaxaca City, and
Absolutely.
the ruins around there are mind blowing because of Spanish. A lot of the ruins, as you know, the Spanish found them, and they brought a lot of those big blocks that they used to make these pyramid stuff into the cities to make these colonial era mansions. But in Oaxaca, there's one called Mitla and one called Montauban, I think, and they're just amazing. The Spanish never found them, so they're almost like they were. So one thing that people are always saying is it safe? Do you feel safe there? What's your experience with safety in Mexico?
We've never had any problem. I mean, we're common sense people. We're not drinkers. We're not partiers. We're not out there doing anything illegal. So we walk around at night. When we were in 𝗓𝐿aPa, we'd walk downtown every night. Every night we'd walk around, and we've never experienced
In the
nothing.
evening, I'd say.
Yeah,
I mean,
not 2 a.m. or anything
no.
like that. Like 8, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, right? We've never had one issue, and we drive all over as well, right? Like we're driving everywhere. We've never been bothered. I know people who have been, bogus traffic violations, right? And have to pay 500 pesos, but have had no problems whatsoever. Knock on wood. No one's bothered us at all. The police, nobody. And people are just lovely, wonderful. It's been amazing. Like I said, there's been no safety issues whatsoever. None.
And the longer you live here, the easier it is. But there are people out there who are looking to scam you.
Yeah.
Opportunists.
Yeah.
I guess.
Any
personal
race.
Safety, I feel
Yeah.
fine. And Daryl was away in Canada for 5 weeks, and I had no issues staying alone, walking the streets, nothing. Like I felt perfectly safe.
Just living your life in Mexico compared to Canada, how does it feel different?
It's so different. I was just home for 5 weeks, and I in Canada to visit family, and I was very thankful to be there with my family and back in Canada. But I couldn't wait to get back to Mexico. I just couldn't wait. The food, is so much. I find the food is so much better. The quality, the weather is obviously better than from where we're from in Canada, from northern Alberta. The weather is obviously better. There's more. Mexico is obviously a lot older than Canada. There's way more culture, history. I find Mexico very family orientated, which I feel a lot of Canada and the USA has lost that. Totally a different lifestyle down here. It's more laid back. It's way more chill. Like from Alberta, where we're from, it's like Texas. It's just, go, 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 go. Got to make the money, right? Where here, it's like, oh, a Mexican minute here. It's chill time, right? So and we meet so many people, and it's like everyone's on holidays, everyone's in a good mood on their holidays, right? People are so happy and friendly. You're in tropical paradise, right? So it's pretty easy to be in a good mood, and you got the vitamin D beating down on you every day, right? Yeah.
It's much better for our mental health.
Yeah, absolutely.
And our physical health. We have a healthier lifestyle here. We're biking where we can, walking where we can. Back in Canada, it was an eat, work, sleep, which is not very good for your mental health, and it's not very good for your physical health as well. The biking, the walking, that can be done 12 months out of the year. Completely different lifestyle. Yes, I'm still working, but when I close that computer for the day, I can go walk on the beach.
right? Like every day is not sunshine and rainbows, right? You know,
Yeah.
there's still, you know, but the good far outweighs the bad. It'll be
Then-
3 years in October.
And so you're kind of past the honeymoon phase, right? This is real for
Oh.
you now. I mean, that usually only lasts for like a year at the most. Some people it lasts a little longer, but you're well past it. And so
Yeah.
that's great. So you really
Yeah, we've met people who have came and stayed for, you know, 8 months, and they had visions of living here, and they've left. You know, but I do know people personally who have bought homes here and are still here.
you've lived in 3 places now in Mexico. Do you sort of see your life like an exploration of different parts of Mexico?
That was always our plan, is to explore the entire country. So we already know where our next place will be. We're here for 8 months, and
So next we're going to go to Metepec, which is just outside of Mexico City, but we're going to leave here before it gets too hot. So around April, we're going to leave here and go to Metepec. So back inland, but only for 4 months. So because we want to explore Mexico City a little bit more. We fell in love with Mexico City when the 2 visits that I've been there, and I just love Mexico City. I rave about it. I can't say enough about it. The people, the food, the culture, just everything. Anyway, so from Metepec, we'll be there for 4 months after we leave here around April. And then after that, we're going to go to Cancun, because the Caribbean is the area that we've holidayed in all the way from Cancun to Belize. We know that area very well, and we've yet to live over there. So after Metepec, we're going to go live in Cancun. Next winter, a year from today, we'll be sitting in Cancun. Maybe we'll do another interview a year from today from Cancun.
That sounds good. That sounds good. I'm with you on Mexico City too. I just really love Mexico City. So tell us a little bit about your channel, what it is you like to talk about, what the name of the channel is, and how they can find you.
So our channel is Two Gringos on the Gulf. Jennifer came up with the name back in Canada, and we just, I really liked it. It kind of has a nice ring, Two Gringos on the Gulf, even though we're Canadians. We do a lot of traveling videos, and I like doing property tours. So every time we go to a new area and we you know, got to look at rental properties, I like videotaping them. So we have a lot of those. So with the prices and everything, right? And then we also do a monthly budget video, which we do every month, Two Gringos on the Gulf.
Two Gringos on the Gulf. Good. I'll put a link on the screen here. We'll put a link
Thank you
below
so
so
much.
people can stop by and see you guys. And thanks for coming on the channel. Really appreciate it. And congratulations on your life overseas. It's nice chatting with you too.
Thank you so much for having us, Dan. And God bless everybody out there. And thumbs up, peace on earth, and be kind to one another.
We've been all over Mexico. I've got 131 videos of us traveling around Mexico. You can watch the playlist over here. And don't forget to go see Two Gringos on the Gulf.